Hello guys! Welcome po sa isa namang panibagong episode ng ating Let's Play Live. At ngayon po ay nagbabalik tayo para maglaro ng Genshin Impact. So, dapat gagawin natin yung Art Conquest, pero dahil di na ako nakapaghintay na nalaro ko na siya kahapon. At tatapos ko na siya. At ang ganda ng storyline din sa Art Conquest na yun. So, bago ang lahat, huwag niyo po kalimutan i-share po ang ating live stream video. I-like ang aming Facebook page, facebook.com/fpsmedia.ph. Naka-live po tayo ngayon doon. Kaway-kaway po sa ating viewers. At meron din po tayong Instagram, instagram.com/fpsmedia.ph. Pa-follow rin po ng aming YouTube channel, youtube.com/fpsmediaph. Naka-live po tayo ngayon doon, kaway-kaway. At pati pa-follow rin po namin TikTok, Twitch at pati na po Twitter, twitter.com/fpsmediaph. Live din po tayo ngayon doon, kaway-kaway po sa inyo. At pa-follow, pati rin po Twitch, live din po tayo, twitch.tv/fpsmediaph. At pa-follow na aming TikTok, tiktok.com/fpsmediaph. Pa-bisita rin po naming website, Pahinarya, sa www.fpsmediaph.com. At sa mga gusto malaman ng aming opinion patungkol sa latest news, latest issue, panoorin nyo lang po ang aming What's News sa FPS Media NCA sa YouTube channel po namin. Yun. So, ngayon, dahil natapos ko na yung Art Conquest, ang gagawin natin ngayon ay yung story quest ni Furina. So, nalaman natin sa Art Conquest na itong si Furina pala ay hindi tunay na Archon. Ano lang siya, tao siya ginawa ng ng dating Archon na si Focalor. Ginawa siyang nilagyan siya ng curse para mabuhay ng mahigit more than 500 years. 700 years na lang yung pasimulan pagkakagawa sa kanya. Para malinlang yung heavenly principles, so yung sa mga sa Celestia. Dahil nga may prophecy nga 'di ba na masisira yung fontaine, mamatay lahat ng mga fontainians at matitira na lang yung yung Archon. Pero nautakan ng Focalor at binigay ni Focalor yung power, original power ng nung Hydro Dragon na si Novelay. So buo na yung power ngayon ni Novelay. Malakas na si Novelay. So ngayon, dahil naloko nila, akala nga ito kasi mga Fontainians, dati silang Oceanids. So yung sumpa sa kanila, pag kasi sila ng tubig dun sa yung special na tubig na yun, matunaw sila. Kaya sila lang pwede matunaw nun. Kaso, dahil nga powerful na si Novelay. Spoiler sa mga di pa nakapanood dahil powerful na si Novelay, nagawa niya ng paraan para maging tunay na tao tong mga Fontainians. So hindi sila malulunod kahit na bumahaman. Sandali lang pagbaha sa fontaine although lalubog lahat ng building nila. Pero at least hindi na sila natunaw. So buhay, nakasurvive yung mga Fontainians. At itong si Furina, after ng mahigit 500 years na pagkapanggap bilang Archon, free na siya. So, yun. Lang pala yun. Kaya pala ganun yung ugali niya kasi persona niya yun na para mapalabas na Archon siya at di siya pagudahan. Okay, so puntahan natin yung puntahan natin yung si Furina. Sa ending kasi ng Art Conquest niya, hindi natin nakita si Furina. Ang balita lang sa kanya, nag-resign siya as Archon. So, normal na tao na siya. Puntahan natin siya ngayon. Navigate. Got new commissions? You didn't have to be so direct. Ay, patay mag-ana.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you consider it to be lucrative.
Bakit?
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding. So what's the situation?
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical.
Oh.
The original cast member ran into some issues and is currently unable to perform the role. But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties, so unfortunately they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
Don't tell me si Furina papalit na actress. Magaling siyang actress eh.
You're looking for a volunteer?
That's right. Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them, there are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, the
Guys,
Mukhang si Furina.
this one's confusing. What are you doing, Traveler? Even if we took the commission, neither of us had any experience starring musicals.
Very true.
if you're interested in helping, why not start maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help them figure
Oh, it's that guy, huh? I'm not approved, but...
So kung magiging actor si Furina, babalik yung
Hello
ano.
there, are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you too? Are you really willing to act in my musical?
Hindi rin siya marunong umarte eh.
Mrs. Fontaine already. But to answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured...
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be such a shame.
Baka nga si Furina. Hello kay ano, Abe. Kaway-kaway ka sa'yo, Abe. Can't you cover the budget for a new actress with ticket
That's
fees?
the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe. All our sets and props are very crude. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have...
Miss Dan, you're supposed...
Oh,
This
I
band
guess
na?
the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you. One last show. And after that, nobody wants things to just...
But one of your actresses can't make it.
Yeah. The leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since the show just won't be the same without her.
Got it.
Si Furina nga yan.
Now, what if we sponsored the show?
Sponsor, may pera ka?
Yeah, but how much more are you doing?
Grabe siya. Nagkarakas mag-daw.
There's no need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor. And I can't promise I'll never be able to pay you back.
Lakas ang loob mag-ano ni, Paimon na. Mora isn't the biggest problem. How do you find someone who's a good fit for the role?
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the part, that's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... You know who? That's how you know we're the best partners. Anyway, she should have all the free time in the world right now. She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical should be a piece of cake for her.
Who are you thinking of? She sounds like someone famous.
Si Furina. Thank you sa pag-rate, Abe.
Her? You're... That was a joke, right?
Oh, bakit ka nagalit?
No, Furina doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but Furina's pretty confident that she'd be really good at it.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular. But even if she's no longer the idol icon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner. She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think we really
You want the show to go ahead. Are you prepared to do whatever it takes?
Well, yes, but... Fair enough. I mean, If she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady Furina star in our show. I'm sure the rest of the troupe would be delighted too. I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage with her one day. Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested. She might consider this opportunity beneath her.
Hindi, iba ang ugali ni Furina and real Furina eh.
Besides, things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
Let's go. It'll be good to check on
Thank
her.
you for your help. I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
Wait, where does Furina actually live nowadays? She used to live in the luxury of the Palais Harmonia, but she's, moved out, right?
As it happens, I have her current address here.
Si Catherine eh, pakailan.
When did you get here?
Lumabas si Catherine sa ano niya.
When things were starting to sound more promising, I thought I should be at the ready in case my assistance is needed. It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Oh, now that we've got the address, we'll go find Furina. Back to the city.
Back in a jiffy. Wasan nga natin yung FPS nito. Mhm. Catherine.
I can't believe they're seriously asking Lady Furina. Seems a little over the top.
Try not to worry. May I pour you a glass of water?
Ba't ka lumabas, Catherine? Paano yung ano ko? Yung commission. Nasaan ba si Furina? Nga pala, meron na akong ano eh. May novel A na ako eh. Kasi di ko pa siya nakapa-level. Nasa level 40 pa lang siya. Try natin Sinch. Novel A. Ayun, si Novel A. Level 40 pa lang
The
siya.
pleasure is all mine.
Uy. Huwag kang mag-ano. Tagal kasi hindi binubuksan yung Genshin dito sa computer na to eh. Kaya hindi na naman siya nakaano. Eh, kailangan ko ng healer. So, ito. Oh! Ah, yun pala yun. Ah, so kailangan i-hold.
Silence!
Oho! May pa ganon. Silence!
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here?
Hmm.
Not that there's anything wrong with this place. It's just, a bit of a step down from the Palais Harmonia.
Eh, gusto niya ng normal life na eh.
It's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Ba, yung boses niya, no?
Okay, where did it come together for there to become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags. I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food, but now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too.
Nakakapanibago boss niya. Don't you get sick of macaroni every day?
No. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling with the coat.
Is it because you have to do all your own cooking
How
now?
rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity!
Aba, pumalit.
It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like the leche fusilor or more
Ang hirap na mag-pronounce ng pangalan niya.
So inclined.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe.
Hindi parang si A, hindi marunong magluto.
What are you even doing here? I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my thought for grace. Let me first be clear that I'm not taking this at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoot!
Shoo!
Sorry! We're sorry! Please don't be mad!
Grabe siya sa shoe niya. Yung... Saan ba yun?
Nilabas na yung kit na yung nakabiya kanina.
Ha?
Nilabas na yung kit na yung nakabiya kanina.
Ni?
Nabiya.
Kit? Ah. Next ano siya?
Palakol yung weapon. Yung itsura.
Sinay ko sa'yo yung gagawin ha. Okay, Paimon was just showing concern for your well-being.
Yeah, exactly! Look at the camera said! I was nice. Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either.
That's not important. We actually came here to ask you for your help.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision now.
Nga pala, magkakaroon nga pa siya ng vision sa story arc, sa story quest na to.
Tama na siya.
Papakita kaya? May animation kaya nun? If not you, then no one. You're the only person for the
Oh?
job.
Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now. So tell me, what specifically makes this matter so specific? I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense.
Grabe siya.
After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities, but given the present circumstances, I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
O bakit?
It sounds like this would be a breeze for you!
True, but I have made a decision to retire from the stage. Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me.
Oh, yung pagsasalita mo eh.
Pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
So that's how you
I
feel.
understand. But this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Whether it's a one-off or not, is a boundary that I committed to no longer cross. If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
Oh, I know Mayag.
Guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disappear without any fanfare. Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Nope.
Short and to the point. Okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me.
Oh.
Since I'm just an ordinary person now.
It's Novelia.
They'll just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help.
You shouldn't assume the worst of people. What's wrong with making one exception?
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I drew a line in the sand without thinking about every possible brain on the other side.
Well, is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
Have
May
I not
sweldo ba
made
kayo?
myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would.
Galit na siya eh.
Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
It's alright, Furina. I just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone be so disappointed.
Plan
Yeah, I
B.
guess that's all we can do now. Alright then, we'll see you around, Furina.
Toodaloo to you too.
Kaya pala yung kit ni Furina, nagbabago siya ng damit.
Tapos pag nagpalit siya ng kulay naman, nakabaliktad yung ano niya,
Mm.
yung vision niya.
Tapos long hair. So, parang si Folklore na ano. Mm.
Pag nagpapalit siya ng ano, babaliktad din yung vision niya.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Furina's decision. Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories now.
Ay, yung actress.
Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
Ay, di pa rin sinabi?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf? Shortly after
Hindi
you
pala
left,
pumayag yung
the
actress.
Houston actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform. Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding.
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all. Staging the musical with the full original cast was always the dream, of course.
Oh, right. Sounds like everything worked itself out then.
Mm.
Yeah, she'd be livid. We did the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Furina really so harsh with people?
Grabe siya.
Only joking. Calm down. So, guess we can consider this case closed now, huh? Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. You've made yourself very clear, so I'll stop looking for a replacement. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace you. So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything they have into this final performance. We have to make sure it goes ahead.
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliantly. I'll definitely be able to tough it out until the performance day. I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a proper farewell show. So the last thing I want is to be left out. Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home, myself included.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
Also, yes, sounds like the show will go on.
Paimon, wait for a second.
Sure.
Oh, ba't siya nakasunod? Furina. Huli ka.
Hey, I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple items on my shopping list.
Hello, V101. Thank you for follow.
No need to drag me. Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Furina? Didn't you say you were going to take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, teensy bit concerned, that's all. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explain my position and said some strongly worded things. And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. I didn't take any of that personally.
Then why didn't you just show yourself?
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you? I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me. But in any case, it sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Oh, ayun ng ano,
Yeah.
actress.
When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Furina star in our show?
There's no need to think like that. And no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Furina is fine.
I was wondering, if this truth is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband? If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance. Everyone seems so devoted to the truth. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find a way through.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control. Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director.
Ah, wala silang director.
She was the heart and soul of our troupe. She kept us going.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as well as the artistic director of our troupe. And tragically, she was a victim in the serial disappearances case.
Oh, natunaw siya.
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice. But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Furina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and convinced them to join her troupe. She wrote her own scripts, acted on stage, and mentored each and every one of us. People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were really looking up for us.
So, si Furina magiging bagong director.
Yeah. After that, the entire troupe fell into disarray. None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can, but despite our efforts, it's agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end and watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Oh.
That's so sad.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her.
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
Furina.
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I set for myself. Besides, they're no longer looking for a replacement anyway. I can, however, provide some artistic guidance from the vantage point of a highly experienced audience member.
Maging
But
director nga siya.
only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
Oh, most definitely.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though.
I don't need any compensation.
So,
All I
consultant
ask
siya.
in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director. Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the opera at Glaze is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them?
They can pouring out and flow into your
An
infinity.
interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotions shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, for example, how this troupe pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before. And so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
Tapos magkakasakit yung actress. Bigla siyang mapapaano.
Just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely different situation. How's the first one?
But it's that swine, it's mine!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Since it's you, I'll do it, especially since it's related to the serious appearances
Thank
case.
you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Furina's performances, as of course we all are. Alright, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice space. Please excuse the size. It's a little on the smaller side.
Si Novelay. Okay, medyo nagdilag yung ano. Check ko lang. Naka-ano pala yung wing zip. Pasaway yung wing zip. Okay. Ay, saan yun? Kasi wala tayong ano, mamamatay si ano. Machugi yan. Kailangan ko ng healer. Si Chichi ba? Ayoko bitawan si Kaye. Siya ba? Or siya? Tingnan natin yung combination ito.
Come with me.
Siya ba? Pero wala tayong healer eh. Ito? Meron ba siya kala ano? 900 lang siya. Si Chichi na nga lang.
I will bring my notebook.
Saan tayo punta ulit? Hello, Blaster. Teka. Ay, wala pala. Heal pa, heal. Ay. Ah! Akala kong lunod. Di tumitingin sa ano eh. Rehearsal location. Dun, 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 dun. Maliit lang.
Lady Furina?
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Miss Furina will be supporting our production of the Little Ocean
Kaya Little
in the
Oceanid.
role of artistic consultant.
Akala ko ang Oceanid ko
These
si
two over
Furina.
here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction. You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
So, you were saying the Little Oceanid?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Wait, but if it's not finished?
Finding an actress was the least of your problems.
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this trip. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form. Despite the protests of her family, she longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect, but one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
Di yan
That's one of
natapos.
the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain on to the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors.
What? Di pa sure
The
yung
first is
ano?
Paul, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him. The other is Bill Long, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since.
Di pa pala tapos
So
yung
we're
ano
not
niya.
really sure what to make of
Casting
that.
niyo.
Although, now that we have Miss Furina,
What opportunity? What do you mean?
maybe you're unaware, but
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
Oh, stop. You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way. I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed.
makes sense. Okay, priority number one, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago.
Sa
Said
Poisson.
that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago.
Yeah, maybe you can use some company.
Yun lang.
Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we... So, allons-y. To Poisson!
Wala bang treasure chest dito?
Pressure's on now. We gotta make sure we're fully prepared.
Oh, shit.
You're off to Poisson to find Paulo, right? Have a safe trip.
Nothing here? We're going to Poisson. Pero yung spelling parang poison eh. Dun, dun. Si Childe, ano? Si Childe, mukhang yung master niya eh, taga, Honkai World. Tapos binato lang siya ng niya, master niya. Dun, 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 dun. Saan ba makuha yung Dapat pala mag-collect na ako ng mats para kay
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready? You came all the way here for that? Alright. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news. Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done. Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show. Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
What's up?
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point. But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time, which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe to avoid upsetting the peace. I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Furina. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of... Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're
Hello,
the closest
Sis
thing to
Mia.
friends that I
Thank you sa
have.
pag-like. Katukin na natin to. Hindi pala makakatok. Titingnan siya ng sama.
I'm so grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah,
Poisson.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But
Sama
they're
tingin
more
mo.
likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand. and
I'm sure
accept.
some people didn't buy Navia's live.
Yeah, I can tell people are watching me.
Naku, manunugod na ba sila?
I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
Maybe you've taken a bit too much in one go. Me too, it's not like you.
I can't let myself see only the things I want to see. How would that make me any different from before?
Huh? There seems to be a crowd gathering over there
They're not staying quiet either.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there.
Mhm. Poisson. Dito tayo. Tan.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll. And here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
Depressed na naman siya.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their God would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You're only doing your duty.
Don't be so harsh on
I
yourself.
had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst-case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
I would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Think of your freedom as your reward.
A reward?
Because now you can finally speak your heart. You don't have to be anxious and alone
I
anymore.
guess so. And back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from. I totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
What Paimon meant to say was she doesn't like to see you so down. Do you feel better having gotten all this off your chest?
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands. Alright, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
Baka palusot lang yan, di pa talaga natapos. Salon! Tapos missing si Polo. Missing!
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about
Kaya
to
pala.
pass on free food. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh
Away
no,
na.
looks like they're arguing again. We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
You're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
Hello, Mr. Number One Care. Or Mr. No One Care.
Outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
Oh.
It's the most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your home.
Yeah,
Dialogue yun yan, no? Di ko color kay, ano? Furina?
and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her.
Tapos siya pala kumanta ng opera sa ano, demo ni
She
ano.
took me under her wing, taught me
Di
to
Furina.
both sing and act, helped me find more from my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
She really was. She
Sino
gave
ako?
everything
Sino
she
ako?
had to her troupe and the people in it. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, the other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore. So I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point. Thought the whole world was out to get me.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
Yeah. For the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
The day you hoped would never come.
Ito na yung writer.
Times change.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Furina.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Same here.
Even so, this is just... Oh wow, I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the script, of course. let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human against the wishes of her family. She finds
Little
love and
Mermaid.
friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the freshwater to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis.
Oh no.
Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there are some people eavesdropping when she reveals her secret.
Yun lang.
The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover and the rest of humanity.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why did she want to save them after that?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
Tragedy.
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director O'Reilly's death, both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director O'Reilly had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in this serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world. Yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing.
Violon? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief.
Baka lover siya ng director.
Hardest of all.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, because, well, speaking of the play being true to
Ano
life,
pala siya? Ano pala siya dun?
Oh, what? You kept that one quiet.
it's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. Well, I did tell her how I felt once. She turned me down.
Baka
pretty much
magjowa
straight
yung
away.
dalawa, si Verman
She
tsaka
said
yung
that we were
director.
all like brothers and sisters to her, and she never considered us as potential romantic partners. Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the truth. I said, maybe one day in the future, When everyone's settled into their own life, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come. Oh, Paulo. So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by O'Reilly. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Vilmont once and for all.
Face to face. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a
Baka
final
naman
decision.
secret lover yun, director.
Well, that's where we're at. Looks like it's time to go visit Vilmont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. Allons-y.
We're going to... Saan ba si Vermont nakatira? Tan, tan, tan. Mhm. Saan pala nakakuha nung ano? Yung novela yun? For seahorses? Ah, sa ilalim ng tubig. Tan, tan, tan.
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
Bakit Dolphy?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
Who are you? Isa lang? Who's Dolphy?
I think this journey wasn't tough enough already.
Ah, si ano pala?
Roblox.
Si yung babae pala yung...
Don't worry.
Ano,
We should
yung
only find
mataba
the
tsaka
tower
yung
here.
actress.
We don't need to take a detour. Wait, why are you on me? You're not
Wala siyang power.
expecting me to fight, are you?
Wala siyang vision.
We're just curious, that's all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Furina in a fight before.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into Indemnium. Miss Furina said so herself.
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway.
Yun yung
as much
ano,
as it
official
pains
na
me,
ano,
unfortunately,
balita.
I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
Wala siyang power.
Something so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Di ko mabasa to. Paano yan? This doesn't require god level powers. Don't you know in
Hey,
self-defense?
lay off, all right? My blood is hanging from a thread here. I'm sorry. I got carried away. Please help us out, would you?
Papakit.
Aww, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Furina.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Oh, shoot! Tubig tsaka cryo yung ano ko. Oh, what the hell?
This is order. Cool it. Stabilize.
bakit kayo, ano? Dapat ano ba yan? Immune yan, syempre. Paano ko sila matalo? Zombie lang. Ayan, nag-yelo tuloy ako. Teka lang, paano ko ba... Hindi ako makakapagpalit ng ano eh, kasi... Ano yun? Where am I going? Papalitan tuloy ako ng character.
Orders given. Orders received.
So, hindi pwede si Novelle yung ano ko dito sa ano. Kasi more on water kasi mga kalaban dito. And palit tayo ng character. So, gawin nating pagpasensya muna. Palit ka. Ito si ano, si Beidou.
Come with me.
Tapos ikaw si...
There's still so many places for us to explore.
Okay. Oh.
Find anything you like?
Okay, let's go. Uy! Nag-yelo pa siya.
Tenacious!
Tenacious!
Share the knowledge. Can
This is order.
Bravo! Good show!
Yun.
You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is clear now.
Paano ko to
So
kunin?
onwards and upwards.
What's the hurry?
Ano yun? Teka. Ah! 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 Ay, namatay ito tuloy. Ano ba yan? Paano ba to? Yun. Kailangan timing. Ah! Pashinaya! Asan na? Asan na? Ano ba yan? Ulit. Ay, hirap naman. Nasa Chugi. Ay. Kailangan ko ng healer. Shneya.
I will.
Isa pa.
Doesn't look
Good. Okay. Isa pa. Yun. Yun. Pasneya.
Where have you been hiding?
Now where to go? Kasi may treasure chest sa ano, sa kabila. May treasure chest din sa baba eh. Unless kukunin lahat yun. Ayun. Ah, okay. Napalibutan kasi.
Nice.
Okay, go. Oh, tuloy-tuloy. Yosh! Uy! Naiwan ako! Kaya natin si ano, si... Pangalan ito?
Are you sure it has to be me?
Yeah, it has to be you. Faster, faster! Ayan. Yay!
You even want this?
Ano kang ganyan? Yung treasure chest. Okay, back to ano? Zhongli. So, okay ito. Ay, hindi ko na ano, ba't di ko napalitan? Uy, Zhongli! Ah, natsugi yata kasi si Zhongli, kaya ganun. Bakit di pwede Zhongli? Characters down daw kasi. Fine, hindi niya lang si Zhongli. Sino ba ano natin? Ito na lang.
Want me to come along?
Saan na yun? Akit. Saan kaya punta to? Sa taas. And then, wala naman eh. Kala ko may something.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Furina doing here?
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop.
So, you think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone? I care just as much as everyone else about making the little Oceanid. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
Vilma, avoiding the truth unless you need to suggest that Aureli's death is something.
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Vilma. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. But now,
Maka-lovers kasi sila, no? Vilma tsaka si ano.
I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all
why?
know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even so, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances.
Hala!
Seemed like a win-win. So, I
Don't
said
tell
yes to
me,
it
isa sa
on
mga
the
drinks
spot,
na yun, yung
without
ano.
consulting the director.
Yung pampatunaw, oh.
It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods. The drink in question was synth.
Yung pamapatunaw, oh.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I remember that it induces a state of euphoria, but it also causes significant harm to the body.
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. and I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well, but she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. And then I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe and it wasn't my fault. But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up. And suddenly, the director told us all to leave the city one day. I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything.
You brought director to the attention of the synth dealers. Your mistake gave them the motive to kidnap and murder her.
Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
Hello, Hera
You
Victory.
traitor!
Ah, away na.
You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean? You were afraid. This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her.
Ayun.
How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life. And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director. What good is my apology now? I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight. Go, get lost. I don't ever want to see your face again.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I could tell how much you loved you all, and how much you loved the troupe. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating.
Hello,
I
Whiskey is
understand why
handsome.
you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director Aurelie and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said,
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to
It's alright. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, Leandu, what are we gonna do about it?
Hindi nyo ba hanapin yung
Clearly,
merchant
everyone
ng
needs to
makaganti?
take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
It might actually be possible to find out more about her fate.
What do you mean?
Yun, hanapin nyo yung merchant!
You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims. If you could find anything that O'Reilly left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on O'Reilly's true feelings.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now and wait for our good news.
Oh, bibisitahin natin si ano? Nabalay? My God! Merong ano? Sino? Certain notice. Chan 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 chan. Sino ba yung si Gataneo? Tan 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 tan. Ah, ito. I-bilisan lang natin yan. World quest kasi ito eh. Ayun, Steamberg. Bilisan mo, bilisan mo! Pag itong mga walang boses eh, hindi ko na talaga binabasa eh. Yun lang, di ma-skip. Bisan mo tang matuloy na natin yung story quest kay ano, Furina. Ngayon, umaga na kayo. Okay na siguro? Pwede na ba? What? Hindi, iba pala yan. Akala ko ano. Ito. Kailangan kausapin itong mga ito dahil nandito sa Palais Memoria. CD4. Pero daw sa Archon Quest parang ano eh. Nagiging ano na eh. Nabukasan ng pagiging villainous ng mga Fatoy. Tapos ang ano pala, base pala sa Archon Quest pala. Yung gamit pala nilang Gnosis ay ano, galing daw sa remain ng 3rd Descender. Tapos 4th Descender si ano 'di ba, si Traveler. Tapos yung kambal niya hindi Descender. Hindi lang alam kung ayun ba ang ibig sabihin ng remains ba ng Descender ay remain na ano? Figure of speech lang o ano? Talagang ano niya yun? Katawan or abo or something. Basta, tagal naman ito matapos. Mahaba-haba pa to. Pero at least may bago na nga dito na pag merong merong kailangang gawin, automatic mapupunta ka dun sa quest. Sa kailangan mo na tapusin na quest. Hindi yung hahanapin mo pa. Tapos na! Yay! What? Hindi ikaw. Ano naman ako sa'yo? Di pa yung tapos.
I didn't know you were such a slacker.
Masocho, what the hell? Tanananan, tananan. Ang dami! What the hell? Ayun. Ay, ito na. Okay na. Kala ko ano.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case? But, that case hasn't still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place. You don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
Wala bang pang special man lang dahil kay no?
This is all O'Reilly left behind. Just whatever she was.
Hey! It's full of script lines! And sketches too!
Let me take a look.
Baka ending ng story.
Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary. Let's see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Lachey's guilt.
Lachey took so many lives. It's just so unthinkable how many victims he had.
I guess O'Reilly must have written all of this down in the hope that the records would one
Kaso,
day be
di
used to
binasa.
investigators. Wait, it cuts off.
Something
Her
wrong?
handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
Someone else was taken. That makes 6, or perhaps the 7th. Someone tried to escape yesterday but was caught. She hasn't been seen since. Was that yesterday? Maybe not. I've long since lost track of time, so I don't know if writing this is of any use or how much longer I can do it for. I can already see my fate approaching, but what terrifies me even more is the thought of seeing others from the troop here. Have I truly protected them? So I'm so sorry I can write no more. I think I have fever and my old stomach troubles have returned, but nobody's given me any medicine. I suppose I am more fortunate than Cressy. The pain keeps her awake all night. I suppose they think that anything goes so long as experimental subjects can be used up before they die. It is so damp here. I have given her my blanket, so cold. As long as one persists, all things will pass. There will be a reward for hard work. I like to tell them such things, but it is I who am losing my grip. If anyone sees this, stroke safe, I am important. Please farewell, apologize, life, reform, future, regret to you. Oh, this page is an absolute mess, and the writer's pen seems to have unwandered its surface at random. Only some words can be made out, and barely at that. From this page onwards, the diary stops to be replaced with lyrics from musicals. Some are in the form of newspaper clippings, others are handwritten with many crossing out some changes. It is apparent that the pages have been referred often, and that this was the personal notebook of our artistic director Ariel.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait.
been turned out, folded up, and placed next to the last blank page. At the bottom of the folded note are 2 new lines L'Oreal has written, in handwriting much more legible than before, but it seems that they took her both great effort and a great deal of time to write. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want? Because I am an older sister to them, I love them.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this still what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration. Let's go.
Where? This one. Dun, dun. Pasensya nyo nang naiyadig sa background. We're going above. It's above. Lakad sa taas. Nandi sa taas. Hotel de Board. Yun. Anta. Ang lakas nun. May naghihilik. Hello, Zalfa Official. Hello. Don't mind the snoring. After reading through the notebook, some are lost for words, some bitterly, some grind their teeth and howl with rage. A long time passed before the group is able to calmly come together and finally make a decision.
She deserves a hero's farewell. That's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death. Then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others to follow.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself.
So,
we know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary.
yung ginawa niya,
Well, Vilmon, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals, if you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully art human emotions. Love, hate, regret, and hope.
But love, nagtitinginan tong dalawang to.
I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life.
This is Genshin Impact.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay
This is a
things
popular
anymore.
game.
We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal.
What
During
proposal?
the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the
actress yung
director.
director.
I'm just the lead. Besides, a role can then...
Well,
Tapos biglang nagkasakit si ano.
Alright, I'll leave you to extraordinary stage.
Opera
By
pa,
which
Chris.
I, of course, mean the
Teka.
opera epiclese.
Oh, wait, what?
No. That's
Papahiram ka na.
It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What are you afraid of?
Well, may connection naman si
Surely you
Furina
think
eh.
that Oriola's story is unworthy of the great...
No, that's not what I meant.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Believe in your souls.
I have no problem with it then. I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Roulette.
Ayun, kakasakan si Nagalay. Fine, Novelay. Novelay is over here. Oh, naglalakad-lakad siya. Tan, tan. Tan, 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 tan. Novelay.
Hey, look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, traveler in time. What might I assist you with today?
I would like to book the opera epiclese for an event. You see...
Along with the
I
backstory.
understand. The process for booking the opera epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage.
Where do you come from daw, sabi sa I'm from
See your passion for
Philippines.
the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
What do you mean? Do I look excited?
Yes. This is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At
Oh.
first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom.
I'm truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Ba?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add to their repertoire. The
Oh.
experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to play the leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once
Ala.
more.
Sige, kumbisihin mo na,
I
Balay.
made myself clear. I won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions. Nor do I think it is any great shame. There is no lack of fine actors or inspirational stories, either on or off the stage. This experience is a case in point. I feel like
Palakas ang
I've learned a lot,
palakas.
and it has already been well worth the price. I must admit, though, I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past and
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy. Yet, I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Thanks, Nerdlet.
You are very welcome.
Novelet.
Many people were once enthralled by Lady Furina's performances, myself included. I hope that one day she'll be able to understand that our appreciation was always sincere.
Next is... Match to win. Oh, may treasure chest.
Quite the fun.
Quite a find. Oh, lakas-lakas. Pasok! Ang tanong, magkano kaya? Mag-a-act kaya si Furina?
Good news, everyone. It's done. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance. We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity.
Anong every step the
But
way?
we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance.
Yun sa kasi, yung sa mga actors.
A magnificent venue. And last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is true.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, but Fiamma and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going.
Wow, he's right.
Communication is vital to any good.
Look, it's amazing. Even though Furina's still being a bit
I'm really looking forward to the final production.
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Hey, Lois, get over here.
Ayan. Tapos naging director kasi Furina pala. Dun, 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 dun.
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Leave this place, a little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Dami tao.
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only.
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage.
Maano na naman yung sakit.
Why does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now. Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they stop working?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
Ha.
Sorry.
Sabi na mag-a-act si Furina.
You... This is a conversation.
Miss Furina?
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Dolphy back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale.
Nakakanta siya.
From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
Thank you, Miss Furina. I'm so sorry to put you in this position after everything you said.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep. No one likes regrets, myself included. Leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. After all, this show is dedicated to the life and legacy of our director. What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
It's her pure heart. Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
Dapat ba siyang damit? Okay. Ayun na. Kakanta na siya.
Is she here yet?
What's it get here?
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Oh. Yung opera singer.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Nakayak na yung kanta. Oh, Vision. Nanonood pala sila sa audience, kaya kailangan natin tapusin yung quest nila. Yung ibang quest.
Is it just me? Who was that lady Furina on the stage just now? She hasn't been seen for a while now. And she just appears out of nowhere?
Gotta say though, her acting skills are as superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
That's not her name. What's going on?
I don't know, maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognize me. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I managed to make for myself, even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
was Furina after all. She's back.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
Alright, calm down. Don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want your contributions to go unacknowledged. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible.
Yes, I know the rule, but
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
Patay niyo pansinin na may vision na
since
siya.
you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Pine a heart attack. Hannah flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air.
Kasama pala yung vision sa ano, sa
I've
kwento.
got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it? I bet the audience has never seen such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy?
Let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to do.
So, hello, Mabar. So, kasama yung ano, paglabas ng vision sa story. Pero imbis sa props yung gamitin, tunay na ano, na vision ng labas. Asan yung... Ay, dito pala. At ka nagmumura, ano, Mabar. Dun, dun.
You're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication.
How did the performance go?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic. Also, you're...
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end.
Oh, don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing, even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience...
Well, I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expected...
Blaming your bad luck again, are we?
Maybe... Oh, don't you start. I don't have the...
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each other.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stopped arguing with each other?
Para silang yung katulad dun sa ano.
Any plans for the next step? After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of you could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanid to the bigger theater troupes out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
No, we should still disband.
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space.
Hey, don't just walk off.
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Furina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand a director's infatuation with musicals.
You should do it. It suits you. I know.
So now you finally got your priorities in order. What about you, Miss Furina?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure, Sleuth, you rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite alright. No need to apologize. What I meant to say, maybe, Nerulette was right. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself.
There's no need to draw lines in the sand, just do whatever feels right.
There was once a time when I was an actress in a mess, but from now on, I want to spend my time. I want to watch them blossom and wither. See them. I'm sure this is what captivated Director O'Reilly as well.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
Yan.
I'm just finishing packing up. As soon as I'm done, I've got an interview thanks to all your help. But most of all, I want to thank...
Don't see blood.
Now that the buzz is worn off, I feel...
Don't see ano, Loic.
I mean, of course I have some regrets, but...
There'll be plenty of opportunities in the future for us.
Furina.
It's ironic to think that in my whole time as a god, I could only ever dream of receiving this kind of power. And now that the gods have given me their blessing, it actually feels more like I'm finally able to take my fate in my own hands.
Okay. We're done here. Dun, dun. Quest. Oh, natapos na natin. Yay! I-try nga natin yung ano ni Furina. Oh, ano to? Bago? Dungeon? Try natin yung ano niya. Although, di ko siya makapull dahil kakakuha ko lang kay Novelay.
Nice and spicy.
Time to shine!
Ah! Ah, pwede yan para pagsabay yan.
May I present?
Ah, so may-retain yung mga ano. Mare-retain kahit ano. Where are you? Where's the ano? Ayun.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Time to shine!
Yun. Okay. Sino ba kasabay ni Furina? Si ano yata? Si 20 ba? Tan tan. Si Baido. Try natin. Kung natin 20 Primo. defense.
Ready, outline your fate. Let me lead you on.
Let's spark things up a little.
Seems like an emergency.
You're open.
Witness the power of the wild. Know my sword.
You're in for a little shock.
Taking a turn for the better.
Tenderly gentle.
Aha.
Let me lead you first.
Remember, help comes first.
Ready, outline your fate.
Come a little closer. Trying to.
Tapos. Okay rin yung kay Baizu. Hindi ko nakuha si Baizu nung ano. Pero si Furina kasi nakakatakbo sa dagat, sa tubig eh. Clean. And then, teka, may pang ano ba yun? Completed. Pang wish ba tayo? Wala tayong pang wish. Hindi ko pwede bawasan tong dahil pang yan, pang kaya yan. Ilan ng coins na ba kaya? C4 na ako. Ang next contest sa kanya ay si Blazer Roots. Madadagdagan lang. Si Zhongli ba ilang contest na ako? C2 na ako. Ang next kay Zhongli? Dominus Lapidus. Oh. Okay. Claim lang tayo ng ng commission.
Ad Astra Abyssask.
Ad Astra Abyssask.
Thank you for coming.
Yun, pwede? Abot na ba? Abot. Mali. Teka lang. May pang pala ako. Genesis. Resounding Melodies. Hindi. Ikunin mo lang yan. Para for future Let's go. Wala, syempre. Oh, 4, 7, hindi. Okay. Adventure Handbook. Bakit may yung sa mga quick challenge. Battle Pass. Okay, so yun, hanggang dito muna tayo sa ating Let's Play live ng Genshin Impact. Try natin kung kailan natin malalaro ulit yan. Pero next game naman natin ay Persona 5. Abangan nyo po yan bukas. Maraming salamat po sa mga nanood po sa atin ngayong hapon. Huwag niyo po kalimutang i-share ang ating live stream video. Like ang aming Facebook page, facebook.com/fpsmedia.ph at instagram.com/fpsmedia.ph. Naka-live din po tayo ngayon sa ating YouTube channel, youtube.com/fpsmediaph. At follow na po namin Twitch, naka-live din po tayo ngayon sa Twitch at sa Bilibili po natin, twitch.tv/fpsmediaph, twitter.com/fpsmediaph at tiktok.com/fpsmediaph. Pa-follow po yung Bilibili space namin sa 16893575770 at Sen Yui Gaming, naka-live po tayo ngayon doon. Pa-follow rin, ay papabisita rin po na aming website, www.fpsmediaph.com. At meron po tayong What's News, panoorin niyo po at alamin ang aming mga opinion patungkol sa latest news sa FPS Media NCA YouTube channel. Yun, maraming salamat po. Hanggang sa muli. Kita-kits! Bye-bye!